I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Coralville City Council to order. It is January 28th, 2025. Could I have the roll call, please?
Knutson.
Here.
Vogelzang.
Here.
Kuhn. Peterson.
Here.
Goodrich.
Here.
All council members except Councilmember Huynh are present, and I do believe she is on her way. All council members except Huynh are present, as is the mayor, the city clerk, the city attorney, the city administrator, and several other staff in the audience. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Knutson. Could I get a second? Second by Vogelzang. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved. Next item, we have a very, very special recognition ceremony this evening. Tonight, we are going to recognize Assistant Fire Chief Bill Horning, Johnson County Ambulance Supervisor Amanda Voss-Grumish, Paramedic Janelle Gieger, Paramedic Emily Margeson, Police Officer Duncan Grudzina, and Police Officer Sam Scott for their life-saving efforts on October 27th, 2024. They saved the life of a 16-year-old girl who had grabbed a hold of a power line. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to have our Police Chief Kyle Nicholson read the letter of commendation, and then I have some certificates that I'd like to present to the recipients after that, and we have some pins for these folks as well. So we'll start with Chief Nicholson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Members of Council, on the afternoon of October 27, 2024, these first responders responded to a medical emergency on 9th Street right here in Coralville. A 16-year-old female had been assisting with tree trimming from a lift. She accidentally grabbed onto a nearby power line. She was reported to be pulseless, with her family beginning CPR prior to these officers' arrival. Despite the chaotic and tense situation with the added stress of a distraught family, they remained composed and focused. Upon arriving at the scene, they quickly assessed the situation, rendered immediate and effective aid to the young woman who was still pulseless in the bucket lift, and they took swift action to stabilize her condition. Thanks to their rapid response, high-quality medical interventions, and unwavering professionalism, they saved this young woman's life. Their actions in the face of uncertainty and adversity reflect the highest standard of service and dedication to this community. I'm proud to commend them for their exemplary performance on this call. Their teamwork, decisiveness, and commitment to saving lives are a model for others in our departments and throughout the community. Their coworkers recommended them for a life-saving award in recognition for their extraordinary efforts, and I completely agree. May their actions continue to serve as an inspiration to all who serve and protect. Thank you. I think
very much.
Fiona might want 60 seconds.
You bet. Come to the microphone. I bet you're going to talk about Pulse Point, aren't you?
I am. So Fiona
Yes.
Johnson, Director of Johnson County Ambulance Service. I'm so very honored to be here today to celebrate you and all the hard work of our first responders and our paramedics. I wanted to let you know that there is good news. We have ongoing efforts in Johnson County to improve rates from death rates from the sudden cardiac arrest. So some of those initiatives are an AED cost sharing program. We have community outreach with a AED instruction and hands-only CPR. We have a soon-to-launch survivorship program, and then lastly, Pulse Point. So Pulse Point is a free-to-download app for your phone, and it notifies citizen responders when CPR is needed in their vicinity. So I'm happy to report all these wonderful things that we're doing in the community to improve survival statistics, and then it's great to be here to talk about our hard work and see the efforts and see the payouts. So happy to be here to celebrate, and thank you very much.
Thank you. And I just want to put in a plug for Pulse Point. I have the app downloaded on my phone, and I would encourage other folks to do that as well. So thank you, Fiona, for those comments. And I think, Rich, you had something you wanted to say before we get to the presentation of the awards?
This is a real special occasion for me as well. As some of you know, I was a paramedic back when I still had hair and I could still run up and down stairs back in the day. I was actually in the second paramedic class at the University of Iowa back in the dinosaur days, right? But this would be a real special event for me. This came across in a quote from Abraham Lincoln. It said, "Next to creating a life, the finest thing a man can do is to save one." Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for those comments. Okay. So now I'd like to call the recipients forward for your certificates, and we have some pins too, correct? Yes, all right. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right. Amanda is not here. Okay, good to know. So I have one for Janelle. All right. Emily. Horning. Mr. Grudzina. Officer Scott. Okay, yes. And do you want to introduce yourself? Oh.
I'm 16. I'm a junior, about to be a senior.
Yeah. These are the folks that helped you out. Yes, yeah. And so she has some pins that she is going to give to them. I'm going to step out of the way so she can do that. So go ahead and yeah. All right, let's give everybody a round of applause. All right. And we should probably take some pictures. Would you like to come up here and, yeah, have some photos? Set this one over here. Thank you. Let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone who is here this evening.
Sam?
Support them.
Sam.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. The next item on the agenda, items, I have two proclamations to read this evening. The first that I would like to read is for World Hijab Day. Whereas the people of the great city of Coralville, who come from a variety of backgrounds, are united in certain foundational beliefs, such as affirming the inherent dignity of all persons, the right of every person to be treated with respect, and the right of all citizens to practice their religion freely. And whereas the hijab, a traditional veil which covers a woman's hair, neck, and chest, has been very important to the history of Islam. It is meant to promote dignity and respect for women while maintaining modesty and respect for religious faith. And whereas World Hijab Day was started by Nazma Khan, a resident of New Jersey, as a day set aside for women of different cultures who do not normally wear the hijab to experience wearing one for the day. Its purpose is to encourage religious tolerance, cultural understanding, and international solidarity. And whereas on February 1st, 2013, the world celebrated its first annual World Hijab Day in recognition of millions of Muslim women who choose to wear the hijab and live a life of religious faith. And whereas to combat prejudice, leaders in the American Muslim community are working tirelessly to show that the wearing of the hijab is a choice, a freedom, and a blessing, as well as to educate their fellow citizens about Islam in ways which are relevant and meaningful. And whereas one of America's greatest strengths as a society has been our ability to embrace different faiths and allow members to express themselves freely, in this spirit, World Hijab Day encourages the wearing of the hijab as a proud display of religious faith and communal bonding, which makes us stronger as a nation and more accepting of others. And whereas it makes sense that the city of Coralville honor these important events which remind us of the rich and diverse heritage of our great city and nation, while encouraging greater tolerance and understanding in our community. And now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Megan Foster, Mayor of the City of Coralville, do proclaim February 1st, 2025 as World Hijab Day. Signed on this 28th day of January, Megan Foster, Mayor. Okay, and I believe we have, yes! Round of applause. And I do believe we have some representatives to come to the microphone and talk a little bit about this special day. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, my name is Viana Kadura. I'm the founder and director of Miriam Girls Club. Thank you for having us here tonight. Dear Mayor Foster and the respectful Coralville City Council, on behalf of Miriam Girls Club and the Muslim community in Coralville, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to you for proclaiming February 1st of 2025 as a World Hijab Day. This proclamation is not just a symbolic gesture, but a powerful statement of support for the values of inclusion, respect, and understanding that binds us together as a diverse community. World Hijab Day serves as an important reminder of the significance of the hijab in the lives of Muslim women. It stands as a testament to the strength, the modesty, and the integrity embodied by those who wears it, and the wider value it represents: servitude to God, moral consciousness, and commitment to an unwavering code of ethics. Hijab is more than a piece of cloth. It's a declaration of independence from societal superficial standards of beauty, a shield from objectification, and a way for women to embrace their true worth. The significance of this proclamation resonates deeply, particularly for our youth and our Muslim women and our Muslim community members. It provides them with a visible affirmation that their identity and faith are valued. In a world that often misrepresents and misunderstands Islam, this recognition empowers individuals to stand with dignity and confidence, free from societal judgment. It encourages them to look up to the great figures in history, such as Mary, peace be upon her, the mother of Jesus, peace be upon him, who is honored not for her outward appearance, but for her unwavering faith, humility, and servitude. These values, rooted in the foundation of our religion, remain the highest ideal we strive to uphold. In these challenging times, when Muslim communities often face stereotyping and misunderstanding, proclamations like this makes a profound difference. They provide a space for education, for dialogue, and the dismantling of misconceptions and misunderstanding. When the world focuses on the external beauties, which can easily forget that true beauty lies within us. But it lies in the character, in the deeds, and in the inner strength that reflects a life lived in servitude to the Creator. As Muslim women, we are liberated from the constraints of society's ever-changing standards. We do not seek validation through the gaze of others or through conformity. Our worth is defined by our connection to Allah, to God, not by the fleeting trends of fashion. This proclamation is a beacon of hope, a reminder to everyone that true dignity and beauty come from within. Through the pursuit of righteousness, the strength to stand firm in our beliefs, and the courage to live authentically. Once again, thank you so much for the meaningful proclamation. Your support makes a difference to all of us and inspires us to continue striving for a world where understanding, respect, and inclusion flourish. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. And one thing I do want to note, there is an event at the library on this coming Saturday, noon to 3:30 p.m., correct? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Our community resource navigator is here, and she has her hands full. So I said that I would share the information about that event. I attended the event, I think it was the first one a couple of years ago, and it was really fun, and it was really educational, and you learn a lot. So I would highly encourage folks to attend that event on Saturday. Okay. Shall we take a photo? You want to come up and take a photo? Yes, let me get this other one signed for you. All right. Come on up. Bring the baby. All right. I love it. That's so cute. All right. Okay. We need to make rows. All right. Yes, yeah, why don't you, yep, here. Would you like to get ahead of me? Because like I'm a little bit, I'm not tall, but I'm taller. Yeah. All right. There we go. Yes, yes.
Do we need to be closer?
Okay.
Some people make a.
Yeah,
Janelle, come
why
here.
don't you come, you can, and maybe, yeah, there you go, yeah, there we go.
A few of you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. All right.
Are you smiling?
All right. Yeah, I know, it's same, I know. Here you go. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, you bet. You bet. Does somebody have the phone?
Can you take a picture, please, or do you have a phone? No, it's me. Okay, here's Hannah.
Okay, there we go.
Come on, ladies.
All right, thank you. I've got another one for you too. So we got, I think, yeah, you wanted to. So there you go. Yes, take care. Yes. Okay. And on to the next proclamation. This next proclamation is for Lunar New Year. Whereas Lunar New Year originated in Asian countries more than 4,000 years ago and is celebrated by billions of people across the world, including the United States, during the first new moon of the calendar in February each year. And whereas Lunar New Year is an opportunity for the city of Coralville to recognize the culture and positive contributions of Asian and Pacific Islander communities. And whereas Lunar New Year has been officially listed as a United Nations holiday in the UN calendar of conferences and meetings starting in 2024, it is celebrated by residents from China, Vietnam, Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, Brunei, and Mongolia, and millions worldwide, with community activities, cultural performances, and reunification of family and friends. And whereas Lunar New Year is an opportunity for people to learn about AAPI cultures and traditions, especially in light of the rise in hate crimes against AAPI communities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Megan Foster, Mayor of the City of Coralville, do proclaim the first new moon of the calendar year on January 29th, 2025 to be Lunar New Year in Coralville, and recognize the cultural and historical significance of Lunar New Year, the Year of the Snake, and express our deepest appreciation for APAPA and Asian American Pacific Islanders and all individuals who observe this significant occasion, and wish our AAPI and all individuals who observe this holiday a happy and prosperous New Year. Signed on this 28th day of January, 2025, Megan Foster, Mayor. Okay, and I believe we have some representatives to come chat with us about this proclamation. Yes, come up to the microphone if you'd like to say a few words.
Will we receive the proclamation after speech, right?
Yes, after, yep, yes, that's right, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Helen Shen, Professor Emeritus in the Department of Asian and Slavic Languages and Literatures at the University of Iowa. And currently, I serve as the Vice President for APAP, and Nali is the President. The Asian Pacific, that stands for the Asian Pacific Island American Public Affairs Association, Eastern Iowa chapter. So it is a national non-profit organization dedicated to advancing Asian communities through promotion of Asian culture and enhancing Asian American civic engagement. On behalf of APAP, I extend sincere thanks to Mayor Megan Foster of Coralville City and her administration, all of you here and beyond this room, for recognizing this significant Asian holiday. Traditionally, Asian people celebrate the New Year based on lunar calendar, known as Spring Festival, as our mayor already explained this to us. This celebration spans 15 days and include cultural activities such as dragon dance, line dance on the first day, culminating in a lantern festival on the final day. According to 2024 U.S. Census, Coralville is home of 2,331 Asian residents, comprise 10.2% of the Coralville population. Your recognition of the Lunar New Year allows many Asian families to gather on this day with relatives and friends, either in person or through internet, to embrace their cultural tradition. I take pride in being a resident of Coralville. As our mayor and her team here actively promote Asian culture, making us feel welcome in this diverse community and feel warm in this cold winter. I must also commend the city for initiating the Asian Festival in 2023, which has been warmly received not only by Asians but also by people from various ethnic backgrounds. At the 2023 festival, I witnessed firsthand how much joy it brought to both Asian and American attendees. To celebrate this year's Spring Festival, which Mayor already said is tomorrow. So APOP has organized, we're organizing a Lunar New Year Gala. Here's a flyer here. I will leave it here later. So it's scheduled on Inglewood Theater in Iowa City. It's on Sunday. It's February 2nd. And so everyone is welcomed if your time permits. So we would really appreciate it if you would be come over and to help us celebrate this important holiday. And so I want to thank you all for the excellent and wonderful proclamation. And I wish you a happy year of the snake. And right now, could you please allow me to introduce Yuchen Tang, and he is a high school student, so he would like to say a few words to express his appreciation for this proclamation. Please.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Ethan Tong. I'm a sophomore student at the Clear Creek Amanda High School. My parents and my two younger siblings are residents of Tiffin, a very new town that has about 141 Asian people. Although we love Iowa, we also miss our own cultural traditions very much. We are so happy to hear that Coralville City recognized the Asian Lunar New Year. That means we can have official school day off on the Spring Festival to get together with family members and friends in Tiffin to celebrate. This makes us feel that we're closer to our culture and our roots. Even though we're far away from our ancestors' country, my parents run a Chinese restaurant, Uncle Son, in Iowa City. They are very happy that Iowa people can enjoy Chinese food without going to China or other Asian countries. We also enjoyed the Asian Festival organized by Coralville City very much in the past 2 years. It's a lot of fun to attend cultural performances and exhibitions. Also, may not forget to taste yummy Asian foods. Thank you so much. You all have done for us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And one thing I want to note before we take the photos, you mentioned Coralville Asian Fest. My colleague, Councilmember Hai Huynh, is one of the founders of Coralville Asian Fest. Her and her team members are just so amazing at getting that festival up and running every year. And I love that it is a new tradition that we have here in Coralville that she helped start. So I just wanted to make sure that we acknowledged her contribution to that event as well.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Yes, yes. All right, let's get a photo. Let's get a photo. Yeah, you come, get up here. All right. I should have worn red. I was not thinking.
You can do that on Sunday.
I will. Oh, I definitely will do it on Sunday. All right, thank you. Oh, I think we got some more photos. All right, thank you. Yes. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so
There's
much.
that. Thank you so much.
Well, we're looking forward to see you Sunday.
I'm looking forward to the dragon dance. That's always my favorite part.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Next item, we have community comments. This is a time for community members to speak to us about items that aren't on the agenda or items that are on the agenda but are not subject to a public hearing. Each speaker will have 5 minutes, and we do reserve the right to adjust the overall comment time as well as the individual speaking time based on the number of speakers or any accommodations that a speaker might need. So does anyone wish to address us this evening? Okay, then we will move on to our next agenda item. We have a public hearing for a standby generator improvements for wells 9 and 10. And this is for replacing the existing standby generator and automatic transfer switch located at the northeast corner of Holiday Road and 12th Avenue that provides emergency power for wells 9 and 10, and to install a new variable frequency drive for well 10. And the bids for this will be due on February 18th, 2024. I'll now open the public hearing on this item. Is there anyone that would like to speak to us about this? Okay, and do we have any written comments?
No written.
Okay, then I will close the public hearing and we will consider the resolution.
Resolution approving the plan, specifications, estimate of cost, and form of contract, ordering bids, setting a date for the receiving of said bids, and directing posting of the bid letting, all for the wells 9 and 10 standby generator improvements. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Knutson, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Wynn. Any questions or comments on this item? Okay, roll call, please.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have a public hearing for Iowa River Landing properties. So for the first one, the first resolution, the city will enter into a proposed agreement whereby IRL Parkview will purchase the property from the city in exchange for constructing a multifamily residential project as approved in the PUD-B site plan for the property. I'll open the public hearing on this item. Is there anyone that would like to address us on this? Okay, and do we have any written comments?
No written.
Okay. I'll close the public hearing and I'll consider the first resolution.
Resolution approving the disposal of Lot 3 IRL Park 3 Plat 3, Coralville, Iowa. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Vogelzang, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Any questions or discussion or comments on this item? Okay. Could I have the roll call, please?
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have a resolution that would approve an option agreement with TM Development. And TM Development wants to enter into an option agreement with the city for Lot 4, Iowa River Landing Part 2. And this is located north of the west parking ramp. Could I have the resolution, please?
Resolution approving an option agreement with TM Development LLC. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Wynn, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Knutson. Questions or comments?
Did we haven't talked about this property for a little while, I think. How long is this option for? What's the
This
timetable?
is still, the option will run till the end of August of this year. And there could be an extension till January of next year with both the city's approval and the optioneer's approval. So this will run till August 31st. The developer did come in and provide an update that he is still working. He has a user identified. They're just trying to work out some details.
And it is mixed use, right? Retail
Correct.
and residential, both?
Yes.
Is that what I recall talking about a few months ago anyway? Excellent. That would be fantastic.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, could I have the roll call, please?
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Kuhn.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have a public hearing for the Gather, Iowa development. This is for a 10-acre mixed-use development consisting of retail, restaurant, and multifamily uses in the Southeast Commercial District near the southwest intersection of First Avenue and Second Street. And we'll start this off with a community development report and the Planning and Zoning Commission report from Community Development Director Dave Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and City Council members. The original PUDA Master Development Plan was approved in 2022, and the follow-up PUDB Site Plan was approved in 2023. This is a redevelopment of approximately 10 acres, generally located near the southwest corner of the intersection of First Avenue and Second Street. The area is within the Southeast Commercial District sub-area. The Southeast Commercial District sub-area plan in the Coralville Community Plan. Sub-area plans are challenge sites and highly visible areas identified for potential growth, which would provide important economic, aesthetic, and regional benefits if improved upon or redeveloped. The Southeast Commercial District sub-area serves as a premier gateway into Coralville from the University of Iowa, and the area is generally commercial but has some residential and industrial uses. Gather, Iowa is mixed use and consists of retail, restaurant, as well as multifamily uses, and this development is designed to provide inclusive and walkable living, retail, restaurant, and recreation options. The development is very similar to the concept in the original plan. However, the land area has been reduced approximately 2 acres, and a future phase originally planned for a mixed-use building is slated for a hotel user, and that is in a future phase and not part of this review or approval, but it is shown for the council's benefit. The project will include 730 total parking stalls. Based on similar developments in other markets, the developer anticipates needing 669 stalls. The development will not strictly adhere to parking requirements set forth in City Code. Strict adherence to City Code would result in a 249 stall parking deficit. For a development of this scale, strict adherence to City Code would require 133 stalls set aside just for guest parking. Staff acknowledges guest parking requirements City Code for this specific application and type of development are excessive, and staff is comfortable with the parking counts for this type of development. In order to create vibrant, dense, walkable, pedestrian-oriented neighborhoods and developments, especially in the Southeast Commercial District, parking should not be the principal design consideration. This is not to say that parking is not important. Rather, it just needs to take into consideration urban design, the mixture of uses, market requirements, as well as the desired district outcomes in order to support better design, as well as support better land use. Staff has reviewed the proposed PUDA Master Site Development Plan and finds the development includes and improves upon all key components outlined in the Southeast Commercial District sub-area in the Coralville Community Plan. The preliminary plat conforms with the requirements for preparation and filing outlined in City Code. Should the plan be approved, the developer will move forward with more detailed landscape and building design, which will be provided to the city and city council for additional review and approval. The Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed this request at their January 8th meeting, and by a vote of 4-0, the commission recommended to amend the PUDA Master Development Plan as well as the preliminary plat for Gather, Iowa. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that overview. Okay, I'll now open the public hearing on this item, and I do believe we have some folks that would like to speak to us about this. Why don't you head up to the microphone and introduce yourself?
Good evening. My name is Mackenzie DeRue. I'm with Greater Iowa City. I'm here on behalf of our organization to register our support for the proposed Gather Iowa Site Development Plan. This project falls within Greater Iowa City's Strategic Investment District along 5th Street and could be a catalyst for revitalization and inclusive economic development in the larger district. The proposed development is positioned to transform this underutilized area into a dynamic hub with a diverse range of housing options and commercial opportunities while honoring the diversity of the surrounding area. We do understand that there are concerns about displacing existing businesses in the area, and Greater IC has discussed potential relocation programs with city staff and the developer, and our organization would be happy to support these efforts through program design and implementation should they be financially supported by the city or the developer. Thank you for your consideration of this project. We are excited about the positive impact it could have not only in our designated strategic investment district, but for the entire city of Coralville.
Awesome, thank you very much. Appreciate your comments. Is there anyone else that would like to speak to us about this agenda item? Okay, do we have any written comments?
No written.
All right, I'll close the public hearing and consider the first resolution.
Resolution approving the amended PUD-A site plan for Gather Iowa, Coralville, Iowa. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Peterson, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Questions or discussion on this item?
This is the first I've heard we're relaxing, I guess, our parking requirements. I am certainly supportive of that concept in general. It makes things more affordable in my view, and hopefully a number of people who live in this specific location take advantage of the bus systems that we have, and I'm sure many of them will work at the hospital and be able to commute there by foot or by bike and not need a car. But I am curious, especially with restaurants, if there's going to be overflow parking somewhere for people to, if it does fill up. There's the sports complex across the way. Have we thought about that at all, where people would go to park if they want to go to dinner down there, which I will want to do when it opens up for sure. I'll be one of them, but there's no parking. And what's the backup plan for that if that happens?
City staff is comfortable with the amount of parking dedicated for the commercial users, separating the multifamily building and the 2 commercial properties in the front are double rows of parking that will have immediate access. In terms of overflow, perhaps the developer or the engineer may be able to address that in a little greater detail, but the entire area between those 2 buildings is going to allow for parking for those retail and restaurant users.
Can you park in the street?
Well, you can't park in the street overnight, only temporarily.
Yeah, but for restaurants, you don't have to worry about overnight. But will there be some parking on the street allowed?
On a temporary basis, yes.
On a temporary basis. Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Could I have the roll call, please?
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. And now for the second resolution. Could I have that read, please?
Resolution approving the amended preliminary plat for Gather Iowa, Coralville, Iowa. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Wynn. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I have a quick question. I know that is it lot 5 for the hotel is not part of this. They're going to be later, but was that in the earlier discussion at all, or was just added to this one?
No, that was actually omitted from the original application as well. The difference between this application and the other application is a building west of here, the former Frowine building, is no longer in this individual scope. So Short answer is no, it was excluded in the original as well.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions or comments?
My comment is congratulations, and I'm just so pleased that Greater Iowa City will help with the rehoming of businesses and so on, and I'm just so happy to hear all the work that has been done is now being successful and will continue to build this area. Thanks.
Excellent.
One thing I wanted to point out that a lot of time we hear comment, from community member that Coralville only focus on the people who have the means to live in our city. And so this is one of the example that, as a city, we continue to find way to welcome a diverse people, not only in social economic, but also, in ethnic city, in different cultural to come and call Coralville home. And so this is our effort of keeping that going. And thank you to Greater Iowa City for, working with the city to make sure that we don't displace businesses that has been a big part of that Southeast Commercial District, and make sure that there are affordable housing so that people can work and play there. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay. We need to vote now, don't we? Okay. All right. Could I have the roll call, please?
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Okay. Thank you for that. Very excited about this project coming to fruition. All right. Next item, we have some amendments to Chapter 165, the Coralville Zoning Code. These amendments to the Coralville Zoning Code are based on observations and some thoughts by the Community Development Director in consultation with various staff members. And we will start this off with a Community Development Department report from Dave Johnson to give us an overview of what some of these changes are.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and City Council. I will just give a high-level overview of the details in my staff report, but a definition of architectural metal is being proposed to be added to Chapter 165.05. A definition of convenience store is being added to Chapter 165.05. Chapter 4 substantial improvement in Chapter 165.05 is being amended to include structures and signs. Recycling and redemption centers are being added as permitted uses to the I-2 Light Industrial District. Automobile, trailer, motorcycle, boat, farm, implement, and construction equipment establishments for display, hire, rent, sales are being added to Chapter 165.31, the I-2 Light Industrial District. Chapter 165.31, moving truck, trailer, and self-storage facilities are being added to allow uses in the I-2 Light Industrial District. Chapter 165.35 parking and traffic standards are being amended to specify minimum depth and width requirements for residential driveways. Chapter 165.36 sign standards is being amended to void sign permits not commenced within 6 months. Chapter 165.36 is being amended to specify all building signs must have concealed fastening. The maximum allowed height of ground signs in Chapter 165.36 will be reduced from 25 feet to 20 feet. Chapter 165.36 sign standards is being amended to establish requirements for directional signs. Previously, there were none. Chapter 165.36 will be amended to allow 2 drive-through menu signs instead of 1. Chapter 165.36 sign standards is being amended to clarify the only temporary signs allowed are banner signs attached to buildings. They must have a permit. The sign ordinance is being amended to require 10 feet of separation from ground signs to sidewalks. Currently, separation is only measured from the street curb. Chapter 165.36 is being amended to specify that corrugated plastic signs are prohibited permanent sign materials. Chapter 165.37 landscape and appearance standards will be amended to require all commercial, industrial, multifamily, and mixed-use buildings to have fully enclosed refuse enclosures. Chapter 165.39 nonconformities is being amended to tie damage thresholds to the definition of a substantial improvement. This will bring consistency and uniformity to the code. Chapter 165.52 site plan review is being amended to require site plan review for any substantial improvements as defined by the code. In Chapter 160, or 165.55 appeals, and, I'm sorry, 156.55 appeals and 156.56 appeals are being amended to also include appeals of the building officials' interpretations. This is kind of a housekeeping exercise. I've brought these changes to City Council before. As I work with the code, I'm constantly making amendments, documenting them. How can we make improvements? What can we do better? And usually once every year and a half or so, I usually bring these amendments to the City Council for your consideration.
Excellent. Thank you for that overview. And I believe this came before the Planning and Zoning Commission as well, correct?
Yes, thank you, it did. And they recommended by a vote of 4-0 to amend or to support the proposed changes to the Coralville zoning code.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay. Could I have the ordinance read, please?
Ordinance number 2025-1002, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Coralville as previously amended, making changes to Chapter 165, the Coralville Zoning Code. This ordinance introduced for first consideration by Councilmember Knutson, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Nguyen. Any questions or discussion? Any questions for Dave about these changes?
How many of these came from developers?
A number of them are in response to development review that I do as well as other staff members do.
Development review. I meant developers who are trying to build things to our code. Are they complaining? Is that where a lot of this comes from?
No. This is actually things that we can do to better clarify our codes and requirements for developers. This actually isn't in response to any specific complaint. However, there's a number of times when I've been in a meeting with the developer and I wish we had a better definition of something. And when I'm done with that meeting, I will go and mark up the
Make
ordinance
notes.
for a future change. We need this better defined, and then, so indirectly, yes, it is in response to interactions and work with developers.
But these are things these are just improvements, they're clarifications, they are, and yes, of course, I'm sure that anytime you're working with a developer, they have issues or thoughts, but
Correct.
it's just in response to how can we communicate these things better when we are working on these projects with our partners.
Correct.
Yep.
I
Awesome.
appreciate the signs not being too close to the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Also, just the visualness of, signs that are kept up and are of the right material and so on.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Could I have the roll call, please?
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Ordinance passes its first consideration, all ayes. All right, next item, well 16 utility potholing. This project hydro-excavated potholes in order to identify the location of existing underground utilities for the well 16 water main route. And let's start with the approval of the pay estimate. I would entertain a motion to approve pay estimate number 2, the final, to Dave Schmidt Construction for well 16 potholing.
So moved.
Moved by Goodrich. Could I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Peterson. All in favor, please say aye.
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 The payment is approved.
Is it
And-
really for $0?
You have to, it's a technical thing, and then we'll, so that you can accept the project.
Okay.
It might be something that's required in the bid docs, just because there's not an extra amount, doesn't mean it's just something that has to be done.
Okay.
All right. Could I have the resolution, please?
Resolution accepting well 16 potholing is completed. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Vogelzang, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Nguyen. Any other questions or comments about this? Okay. Roll call, please.
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have youth sports park improvements. This amendment will add the Coralville Youth Sports Park Improvements Project to the Urban Renewal Plan for the Coralville Urban Renewal Area. The consultation will be on February 10th, 2025, and the public hearing will be on February 25th, 2025. Could I have the resolution read, please?
Resolution setting a date for consultation and a date for public hearing on the proposed amendment number 12 to the amended and restated urban renewal plan for the Coralville Urban Renewal Area. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Nguyen, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Okay, and we have Parks and Rec staff member Amy Erickson here to share some information. Maybe
Yes.
answer some questions as well.
Correct, yes. Thank you so much. We are requesting $1.8 million for the Oakdale, from the Oakdale Research Park TIF Phase 3 improvements. For this project, we're looking at expanding an additional 375-foot baseball diamond with base paths at 70, 80, and 90 feet. This includes full fencing, 2 batting cages, pitching, warm-up areas, dugouts, bleachers, and irrigation, and a second newly constructed 250-foot multi-purpose diamond with base paths of 60, 65, and 70 feet. Also includes fencing, batting cages, warm-up dugouts, and bleachers. We'll also have a trail that would run from through the park to the north end at Forevergreen Road. 2 areas of marked grass parking areas that can be shut down, so for additional parking, but that also can be shut down if wet conditions. And then a player drop-off area near the fields, because there may not be parking directly right there, but there is a place for players to be dropped off, equipment to come out, parents to unload. And we're asking for this to move forward for construction documents to be reviewed in March. Just a few highlights in regards to this project. This would move our baseball diamond that's behind the Coralville Recreation Center to the youth sports park, which would be a big portion of moving forward with the Recreation Center master plan and allowing space for that plan. And also, we continue to have a large number of requests for field rentals. Just to give you a few stats, last year for our field draft evening, which is next week for 2025, we had 83 teams present. And basically that's a draft where they're asking for their field requests. And this year we already have 75 teams registered for next week. I'm sure that will grow and probably even go beyond our 83 teams from last year. We also had 23 weekend tournaments at the Youth Sports Park and also with Creekside, and 4 Friday tournaments. So we continue to see a larger need for both field rentals and tournament requests, and adding on to the Youth Sports Park will just continue to serve those needs.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that overview. Does anyone have any questions or comments about this project? Any questions for Amy? Okay. We're all good. All right. Excellent. Thank you for that overview. Okay. Could I have the roll call, please?
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Aye.
Nguyen.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have a Forevergreen Road and Jasper Avenue Roundabout settlement and 28E agreements. These various agreements will settle a long-standing dispute between the cities of Coralville, North Liberty, and Tiffin regarding the intersection of Forevergreen Road and Jasper Avenue on the west side of I-380. And I think we'll have the resolution read, and then we'll maybe give some more detail, because there's a lot of information here.
Correct.
So could I have the resolution read, please?
Yes, resolution approving a settlement agreement and various 2080 agreements with the City of Tiffin and City of North Liberty, and various miscellaneous agreements regarding the future roundabout at Forevergreen Road and Jasper Avenue. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Peterson, seconded by.
Second.
seconded by Vogelzang. So would you like to give just
Sure.
a little overview? There's a lot of history here.
As you know, and I think everybody's known, the MPO JC or JCAS had some arterial street plans drawn up, and this dispute really started when Park Road, or Jasper Avenue as is right now, was moved to the west. So there was a connection, and then the DOT did the Forevergreen Road exchange there. So the connection between Forevergreen Road and Tiffin into the newly constructed Forevergreen Road from the DOT was in question. As you know, there's four different jurisdictions come together at the intersection of Forevergreen Road and Jasper Avenue. So you have unincorporated Johnson County, City of North Liberty, City of Tiffin, and the City of Coralville. So there were some. We had acquired some property from the Ruth E. Rarick Trust, the Rarick family, who's a long-standing Johnson County family that owns property in the city of in unincorporated Johnson County and the cities of North Liberty and the City of Coralville. So at that point, there was lawsuits filed to construct the road as with the intersection being not a 90-degree intersection. It would be at a slight angle there. So the lawsuits commenced. There was a trial held in January of 2022, I believe. Sorry if I get my dates mixed up. City of Coralville did win that case. It was appealed to the Iowa Court of Appeals. The Iowa Court of Appeals sent it back to the district court for a ruling on a technical matter. And from that standpoint, the court system, Chief Judge Lars Anderson and assigned Johnson County District Court Judge Andy Chappell. He used to be the lead civil attorney for Johnson County, so he knew most of the players and he knew the issues that were faced with these road projects. So from those negotiations and meetings with the judge, we met twice, and the parties came up with a proposal that everybody is willing to accept. So the final solution is that in place of what was going to be constructed there, a roundabout will be constructed by the City of North Liberty in conjunction with the City of Tiffin. City of Tiffin and North Liberty will pay for that roundabout construction there, which will be a four-legged roundabout. And then there's another 2080 agreement between the City of Tiffin and the City of Coralville, and Coralville will pay for the extension or reconstruction of Jasper Avenue. Right now it's a gravel road. In the future, there's the 23-acre parcel that's in Coralville. When that's ready to develop, at that point, the City of Coralville will get a project together to connect that road down to Anderson Place, which is the road, if you've been out to Pin Seekers, that's the road you take off Park Road to get into the parking lot for Pin Seekers. So that would be at Coralville's expense. As part of this agreement, we have obtained the easements from the developer in Tiffin, and so we've obtained all the easements necessary to do the Jasper Avenue project as part of this negotiation. So what we're asking to be approved tonight are the settlement agreement. So basically everybody will sign off on this and all the lawsuits will be dismissed. The 2080 agreements, there's one for the Forevergreen Road roundabout between the City of Tiffin, the City of Coralville, and the City of North Liberty. And there's a separate 2080 agreement between the City of Tiffin and the City of Coralville regarding the construction of Jasper Avenue to the south. There's easement agreements with the DERS Group and DERS LLC, which is for easements on both the west and east side of Jasper Avenue. And then there's some other miscellaneous documents to approve the dismissals of the lawsuit. So that is what's going to happen. What'll happen right now is, I believe the City of North Liberty is the lead agency. They will commence getting the final designs ready to go, and I believe construction will be 25. If it starts late 25, 26, and the temporary construction easements end in June 30th of 27. So it's a complicated project with trying to keep the road open. There's going to be numerous phases to the project. But that will be done by the City of North Liberty. In conjunction with this, we will have the right to review the southerly leg, because that's the one that will go into Jasper Avenue. But we won't be doing any work on this project at this time until we didn't think it was right to put a road in Jasper Avenue when we don't know how the property in Coralville is going to develop, because it would make no sense if we have to put a street in and then rip part of it out to do it later. So we will work with the Rarick family whenever that property develops to get that project done in the future.
Okay, thank you. That was the short version.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. This has been going on for a while. Okay, thank you very much for that overview, because there is a lot of information. There are a lot of moving parts, so I appreciate that overview. Does anybody else have any questions or discussion on this part of the agenda item?
So no timetable for us to have to finish that Jasper Avenue.
No, we're not in. It'll be at our cost, but we are not under any timetable and any settlement agreement to do that road, because like I said, it doesn't make any sense to do that while we don't know how that's going to develop. And so it will make a connection between the roundabout and Anderson Place, which is in Tiffin, that goes into the Pinseekers parking lot at such time as that property as that road project gets completed.
And that road would never continue further.
No,
further south, I guess.
I don't think it's going to continue further south. I think Oakdale Boulevard and Tiffin comes to the south of that, so Oakdale Boulevard could be continued to the east a little bit, and then a road could be taken down there. But I don't believe it's going to go. That road's going to keep going down that way. Park Road, which is to the west of Jasper, would be the main north-south thoroughfare in Tiffin.
Right.
Will that continue to be called Oakdale Boulevard?
In Tiffin, Oakdale Boulevard will be in Tiffin. There just will not be a bridge that goes between Oakdale Boulevard and Coralville and Oakdale Boulevard and Tiffin over Interstate 380. The Oakdale Boulevard and Tiffin is too close to the Forevergreen Road interchange, so that project would never be approved by the Iowa Department of Transportation.
Any other questions?
And you said we're responsible for building it, but if we have a developer that wants to develop that, often they pay for that.
I mean, we can.
So that
at some point in the future, but under this agreement, we're not. And Tiffin and North Liberty are not paying any of the. The only thing is that Tiffin and North Liberty are paying for the roundabout. Coralville's responsible for having the construction down there. Who pays for it? It's just not North Liberty and not Tiffin.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a developer. It could be us. Right.
Whatever comes there in the future yet.
To be determined.
To be determined, yes. But it will not be North Liberty or Tiffin as part of this agreement.
Right.
Any other questions? Okay. Could I have the roll call, please?
Goodrich. Aye. Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Aye.
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. And we have another resolution that is attached to this agenda item. So, as part of the settlement agreement, the city of Coralville agreed to convey the portion of the property it acquired from the Ruth E. Rarick Trust back to the trust in order to facilitate the construction of the Forevergreen Road and Jasper Avenue roundabout. And the public hearing for this will be on February 11th, 2025. Could I have the resolution read, please?
Resolution with intent to dispose of an interest in real property generally located west of and adjacent to Jasper Avenue Northwest and Forevergreen Road. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Nguyen. Would you like to provide
just
a little bit of background
as part
on
of
this one?
Back when we acquired this property back in August of 2019. The lawsuits started in December of 2019. So basically, this was if the road was going to go straight across, it would have went into straight across. This would have been the property where the road would have come across Jasper Avenue. So by doing this, we'll go back to the Ruth E. Rarick Trust, and then the Tiffin or North Liberty, as part of the roundabout project, will acquire whatever interest they need in that property from the Rarick Trust, not the city. But prior to disposing of any city property, since we're the owners, we have to hold a public hearing. So at the next meeting, we'll hold the public hearing, and then the council will have a resolution to approve the disposal of this by quitclaim deed back to the Ruth E. Rarick Trust.
Okay. Any questions?
How much did we pay for this property?
Nothing. We part of the we were part of the. They gave us the property and that we were going to do the construction of the road. So we didn't pay any money up front, but we also were going to do the road construction on their property at our expense. So that in theory, if we would have gone through with that construction, that would have been at our cost. And obviously, like you said before, the developer sometimes pays the cost of the road construction. So that there was some consideration there.
Right.
Any other questions? Okay, could I have the roll call, please?
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, Fugitive Task Force Officer, MOU. Under this MOU, a Coralville Police Department employee will serve in an as-available capacity to assist U.S. Marshals in their efforts to arrest and apprehend violent offenders and fugitives that have nationwide warrants. And in exchange for that, we'll receive the overtime reimbursement as well as access to federal resources that can help with these investigations and apprehending these violent criminals. Could I have the resolution read, please?
Resolution approving a memorandum of understanding between the Coralville Police Department and the United States Marshals Service for a part-time fugitive task force officer. This resolution introduced for adoption by Councilmember Knutson, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Vogelzang. And we have Chief Nicholson here to give us a little bit of information about this and how this type of program would be helpful in apprehending people with nationwide warrants.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This program was brought to us by the Southern District of Iowa Marshals Service. This is for an officer that's already on staff. It's not an additional position. This is an as-available basis. So if one of our detectives is available to assist with this program, they would be called upon to help with individuals suspected to be in Johnson County or in the Southern District of Iowa that has a violent offense, an arrest for their person for a violent offense. This is mostly firearms related. Very few of these things would go down to a vehicle theft or something along those lines. Domestics don't apply. These are violent fugitives, have warrants for their arrest, a nationwide warrant. When we vetted this program, we were talking to other chiefs in the area. I talked to the Burlington chief who said they had a murder. The suspect fled to another state. They contacted the Fugitive Task Force, who went over and did surveillance, located their suspect, arrested their suspect, and brought them back to their jurisdiction. This will also help us have direct access to the federal courthouse should we have a case here that would want to rise to a federal level, whether it be a bank robbery or whatever it might be. It will have direct access for us with that detective and a direct line of communication with the federal courthouse and better that relationship.
And also the U.S. Attorney's Office as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments about this MOU?
Why now?
It's a great question. The U.S. Marshals came to us with this. I didn't know this program existed in the past.
Okay.
And it's a Fugitive Task Force they're looking to expand across the nation.
Okay.
The mayor and I were speaking about the federal freeze. I don't know if this is going to apply to that or not.
Good
We'll
point.
see. But, yeah.
Any other questions? Okay. Could I have the roll call, please?
Vogelzang.
Aye.
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich. Aye. Knutson.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. And finally, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Madam Mayor, I would like to ask Council to consider a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented, A to Z.
Moved by Nguyen. Could I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Peterson. Could I have the roll call, please?
Kuhn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich. Aye. Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelzang.
Aye.
The consent calendar is approved, all ayes. Next item, City Administrator's Report.
Yes, Mayor. This last weekend, we had a busy time in Coralville with Burfest and the winter firefights and all the other activities that were going on. And then this coming weekend is, on Sunday, is Winterfest, and then coming up next week is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Wrestling Tournament on Thursday and Friday, and then the boys' state duels will be held on Saturday. So lots of things going on. It takes lots of people and lots of volunteers to pull these things off, and we just appreciate everything everybody does to help with those activities.
Okay, thank you so much. Mayor's report, I really don't have anything this evening. Just wanted to do another plug for the events that we had folks here talking about this evening. The World Hijab Day event at the library, noon to 3:30 in the basement of the library. Lots of educational events or educational displays, and a lot of, I think they're showing a film, so there's a lot of neat things to check out with that activity. And then just wanted to put in one more reminder for the Lunar New Year Gala, February 2nd, 4:30 p.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. That is at the Englert Theater. So I hope you get a chance to check out one or both of those events this weekend. And that's all I have. City Attorney's report. Do we have anything?
Nothing, Your Honor. Your Honor, I did it again. Madam Mayor.
Too much time in
Right,
court.
right. You've been in the courthouse too long.
Yep.
All right. Excellent. Committee and council members report. We'll start down at this end with Councilmember Goodrich.
I have nothing at this time.
Okay. Councilmember Peterson.
I'd love to say some
Yeah.
stuff, but my voice is, thank you to the, for having Rich and I at the water department and doing the tour. Appreciate that. Other than that, I'm going to keep it at that.
Yeah. I hear you. I do hear you. Literally and figuratively. Okay, Councilmember Nguyen.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to echo on what you said. So tomorrow is the first day of the Lunar New Year calendar, and Asians across the world are celebrating big in our own way. My family included. It's hard to, it's hard to feel in the spirit of New Year when there's so much going on in the world. But we try, because the best way to be ourselves is to preserve our culture wherever we live in the best way possible, whether it's sharing our culture with the community that we live in, or just cooking the food to share with the family, and so that we can feel like we are at home, enjoying the celebration that we do in our culture. There are a couple of events within our community to celebrate that, and it's been putting up by a lot of different groups. And again, Asia is one of the biggest continent in the world, and so there's a lot of us out there, and we are not a monolith. And so even though we celebrate Lunar New Year, but each culture celebrated a little bit different. And so the Chinese Association, the Iowa City Area Chinese Association is having a celebration at the Iowa Memorial Union this Saturday, February 1st. It's going to take place at the first main floor, or the first floor main lounge, and it's from 5:30 to 9 p.m. It's free and open to the public. There will be food, entertainment, and a little bit of cultural education as well. So if you don't have plan, come to that. There's also the New Year Gala and the Inlet Theater on Sunday, just like Mayor said, from 4:30 to 6:30. And again, it's open to the general public. And the University of Iowa's Vietnamese Student Association is hosting a Vietnamese New Year's on February 15. That's going to be at the Iowa Memorial Union as well. I am an alumni, and back in in the 90s, I was very active in that. And now my eldest daughter is part of that, and she and her friend has been preparing really hard, to showcase our culture. So if you don't have any plan, put it on your calendar for February 15 at the IMU from, I think, 5 until 11 o'clock. And again, it's open to the public. So, and I just wanted to say Happy Lunar New Year to all of the people who celebrate out there. Chúc mừng năm mới. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Councilmember Vogelzang.
It was fun attending the fire department's water fights. It's the 49th year, I think they said, 49th year they've been hosting it. And just in case nobody heard Roy's, sorry. No, but Royce and I got a great tour from Jordan and the water department. It was very, very interesting, so thank you. Appreciate it. That's all.
Awesome, thank you. And then last but not least.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just kind of want to echo what Kelly said and say I heard from Dave Johnson that Burfest was fantastic. Not that I saw him there at all. Put that on your calendar every year. It is a really cool event. That's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Moved by Goodrich.
Second.
Seconded by Vogelzang. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.